you're listening to this podcast and you're interested in booking me for a corporate event, don't bother. I'll ruin your night. And there's a sinking feeling that Mike will be familiar with, where you turn up at a show and you just realise that everything is against you and nothing is in your favour. And as Mike said, Aretha Franklin couldn't have done that.
It would have made a difference, yeah.
But if you're there for the World Bowls final, you're there to watch bowls. You're not there to have Barry from EastEnders.
Well, no, but if you're there for a trade dinner for the building construction industry in North Wales, you're not there to see me doing some jokes about my dick either. But I mean, that's what you're going to get. So, I got to tell you this, right? I've got two very brief Barry-esque experiences of doing corporates. I haven't got a Radio 5 show like you, right? I still have to do the corporates. I am available for corporates. Right? I did one in it was the aforementioned builders in North Wales. I won't tell you the exact organisation, but I sat on a table and the bloke who organised it, was, for want of a better word, a dick, right? So my agents listen to this. I apologise. I spoke to there was an architect sat on the table with us, and you know this, Al. You got to sit down and have a meal with the people as well. It's bloody awful. Just waiting to go on. And all I said, he said, "What do you want me to say?" I said, "Don't say anything, mate. Just introduce me and I'll get on." And I'd asked for it when they said, "What do you want?" I said, "I'm not a diva, just a microphone that works." Right. But it was one of those fixed lectern mics, right? So I was like fucking Billy Graham at the front of the stage. Right? So I do half an hour to some pissed builders. It's just one of the worst gigs possibly imaginable, right? And I came off and the bloke who booked me said, "Hey, that didn't go too well, that, did it?" I said, "No, it's fucking awful, thanks." He went, "Just do dirty jokes." I said, "Yeah, I don't do dirty jokes." "Just do dirty jokes. We're builders, mate. Do dirty jokes." I said, I don't. That's not the sort of comic I am. "But just do dirty jokes." I said, "Not only do I not do dirty jokes," I said, "but you sent me an email last week saying don't do any dirty jokes." Right?
I was sat on the table with the president of the company I was doing the corporate for. This is years ago now, and his wife, and then the ex-president, the retired president, who they used to invite back for this Christmas do, and his wife, and she leant over and she said, I haven't seen you before. What are you doing here?" And I said, "Oh, I'm the turn." And she said,
Good use of the word.
What are you, singer or magician?" I said, "Comedian, believe it or not." And she said, Can I just say that I hate comedy of every kind?" I said, "Right." And then she went, "Oh no, hang on. There is a kind of comedy I like. There is a humour I like. Hang on."
The racist stuff.
Yeah, she leant over to her husband. Malcolm, what is the humour I like?" And his face fell. He'd obviously had to say this at every social engagement for the last 30 years. He went, "Margaret, the kind of humour you like is on Dennis Norden's It'll Be All Right on the Night." There is a
strong start.
There is a clip where a TV presenter is being pecked at by geese and turkeys.
Very specific.
And yet she heroically continues to broadcast despite being in some quite considerable discomfort. And then she went, "Yes, that's the humour I like."
That's the sort of humour I like. That's my genre.
And I said, I'll see what I can do.
You like this one, right? At least with corporates, they're usually fairly well paid because they're so torturous, right? I did one for free once, early days of comedy. I've been going about less than a year. A mate of mine got married in Exeter. Asked me to come down and do some comedy at his wedding, right? I said, "Mate, his name's Tom. He lives in Texas now, right?" I said, "Tom, that's not gonna work, mate. Oh, please come down. Come on."
Awful. Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't seen him for 10 years. We go to Exeter for the wedding. What he didn't tell me was, when he said Exeter, he meant Exeter Cathedral because his old man was best friends with the Bishop of Exeter, right?
Ooh.
So we have the
big
room. Oh, it is. So we have the service. Now Tom's not a particularly gregarious bloke, so I reckon the average age of the guests there was probably in the 70s. They're all friends of his parents more than anything else, right?
Oh dear.
So we go back to this little hotel just across the from the Cathedral Green there in Exeter. By the time they get to the best man speech, everyone's catching flies, right? Everyone's falling asleep. They've got their mouths open. It's just it is dire. Don't mind me saying, right? He gets on the top table and says, "Mike, come on, do a bit now." I said, "Oh, Tom, no, let's just go to the bar, mate. Let's go to the bar." He said, "No, cut, please." Shit. So I get up now, right? Now I don't know anybody in the room. I only know Tom. Kelly, my wife, who's with me, doesn't even know Tom, right? So I stand up to do this stand-up set, right? For 80 pensioners that I don't know, right? For free. Oh. Sat right in front of me, and I mean literally 8 feet away, is the Bishop of Exeter, right? In a fucking cassock with a crucifix on, right? And then the bride's mum and dad are sat to my right now. Now, the bride's dad is blind and almost totally deaf, right? So the only way that he can know what's going on is she shouts my lines into his ear, right? Now, I've got no plan B. I've only just started doing comedy. There's no plan B, right? So the bit that stuck in my mind is when I'm looking right at the Bishop of Exeter, so I've got to do this line. So I don't know. I haven't got, like I said, there's no other option. So I commit to the line. The wife turns around to the husband and goes, "And then he fingered her." Right? And the Bishop of Exeter gave me the most withering look imaginable. And it was next level, it really was. Hey. So tip of the hat to Sean Williamson, anyway.
Yeah, good news, Mike. It hasn't been a life wasted, but you are going to hell. I have seen in it must be some sort of promotional event for the London 2012 Olympics. Tony Hadley singing "Gold" in a meeting room, like in a meeting room in a fairly standard average run of the mill office room.
Yeah,
and there's about 20 people there, and he's got a cordless mic, and he's coming out of a tiny little speaker. And Tony Hadley, let's not forget, an enormously successful singer, and he clearly has been roped into this because he thinks Seb Coe is going to be there, and there's about 15 people there, all with lanyards on. Go! Always believe it. It's awful.
Do you know what I can never understand? And it's the same when Barry from EastEnders is singing at the World Bowls final, right?
Yes.
That would have cost quite a lot of money, I'd imagine, for him to do that, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be several £1,000s.
Yeah.
Okay? If I do a corporate, that's going to cost quite a bit of money. I'm sure if Tony Hadley's doing it, it costs a lot of money, right? Wouldn't you be better off not spending that money and just put it onto the prize fund or give everyone a free pint or just do something much more constructive with it? If I'm doing that gig in North Wales for builders, just give them all a free pint.
It would have been better if they'd put on a Roy Chubby Brown video.
They'd have bitten your hand off for that. They'd have loved it. But that's why I think Barry deserves all the plaudits for that, because, like I said, right at the top, he's going for it there. He's not taking the money and running.
Yes, absolutely.
He's not dropping an octave. He's not taking the easy route. He's blasting the big notes out and probably going for it.
Oh, I'd have undersold that song if that had been me.
Oh,
I'd have done it in third gear.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's generally sweating by the end of it.
Yeah.
He looks like Wilson Pickett by the end of that song.
Ollie Evans.